So I pulled Mantis 2 days ago from the new featured crystal, and I was gonna make an opening video for that, but I kind of messed it up because I tried recording in 4K, but I saved it onto the wrong hard drive, so the file kind of got corrupt because I ran out of space. And it happened when I was almost done recording as well, so yeah, a bit unfortunate there. I still have the actual in-game footage, so I could still do something with that, but for today we are just going to be talking about Mantis, a champ that I find quite fun to use, and she is pretty interesting. Has a bit of a niche set of utility, with the main one being the Tranquilize, although it's only really effective or reliable against science champs, without any extra or unreducible ability accuracy, because it is like neutralized except for debuffs, so it's not going to work on nodes like Force of Will. She can still cleanse with the special 1, but then you have to use the special 1 and most of the damage is from the special 2. And then there's the way she can manipulate AI like no other champs, and she has access to both Intimidate and Infuriate. And the uptime is pretty good because even though they do have a cooldown, she can alternate between the two of them. But for this fight, you're not going to see much utility on display just because of the nature of the fight. She's really not a good counter for Cassie, or at least a high sig one, because she doesn't counter evade. And I did get wrecked by it a few times. I did this fight I think 3 times. One time she was just evading like crazy, the other time I got lucky, and on the third attempt she was a little bit more balanced. And she's also not particularly great against the ebb and flow knockdown, just because when you try to go for the heavy attack to knock them down before dropping a big special 2, you'll just put them to sleep, then lose all your charges. So when you do want to go for the special 2, you'll have to ramp up again, but you don't have enough time to do that properly before the protection comes back. Unless maybe you can use the Intimidate to make them more passive in the corner, and then you drop a heavy attack from a bit of a distance, and then the last hit hits them and knocks them down. Without putting them to sleep, then maybe. I don't know if that's even possible, I just thought of that now. Still need to play around with her a bit, but what I've ended up doing is kind of using her like Scorpion with the special 2 after the heavy charge for all those torment debuffs. Kind of doing the same thing with Mantis, but I'm getting Fury passes instead. And yes, this is a little bit riskier, and I can't hold the heavy attack for as long as I would with the sleep mechanic and 20 mixed emotions. But it still kind of works and makes you less reliant on the playstyle that has you intercepting while they are infuriated or hitting block while they're intimidated to build your mixed emotions for the long sleep duration, because that is how you typically want to play her. But for this fight it just doesn't really work, or I haven't found a way to make it work yet. So you adapt and get evade comboed, of course. Like I said, she's not really a good counter for this fight. I just felt like using her for fun because she's new and quirky, and maybe I'll make a video out of it, I thought, so yeah. I also have done a few fights with her in Battlegrounds for this long distance meta, and she does decent against science champs. Like, she can nuke a few if they are at the same level as her, although you might need an extra special 2 for the really tanky ones like Hulk. I really wish she had a way to extend the Tranquilize potency to 100% without using the special 3 against all classes. I think that could make her a lot more valuable and push her higher in the skill rankings. I don't think she's one of the best skill champs out there, like nowhere near, but she is pretty good. And as you can see, she does not really need the dupe, or at least not for a basic fight. It only really comes into play when you need to utilize the Tranquilize passive. But even at max sig, you only get an extra 25% potency against non-science champs, which is obviously still a pretty big increase. I mean, that's double the potency, so makes her much more reliable, but still, it's only 50%, so still not safe enough to use in a serious matchup where you just can't take too many debuffs. But the other part of the sig is it increases the Tranquilize pause time whenever you inflict a mixed emotion based on the sig level, which does make it easier to have more Tranquilize uptime, because it only triggers when you're completely idle, so you sort of have to stagger or slow down your combos just to keep it up. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you found this interesting, and as always, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.